What's up, Raptor fans? It's me, A-Dubs, back again at House of Hayes with Riffic and the second half of the Hall of Fame Lowry conversation. I know the graph was blurry last time, so here it is a bit clearer. So you guys can see that number 7 is number 7 on the most impactful players of the decade list. And with that, let's continue the conversation.
Will put you in a position
Hall of Fame? I don't want to rate Hall of Fame.
But Vince is in the Hall of Fame discussion for some reason, and I don't even think he's done enough.
I don't want to rate Hall of Fame by how popular you are.
No, but it's all involved. It's all encompassing.
It is.
It's all encompassing. So right now we're talking about Lowry, so now we're doing the checks and balances. You're going down the box checklist.
Okay, let me ask you this. Should any Raptor ever go to the Hall of Fame right now?
No, and you know what? That's a great question. You know why? Because another point that I was going to bring up...
Because if any would, then it has to be him.
Once again, by default. Now, one thing I was going to bring up is the Raptors are still one of the youngest franchises in the league. And I don't think they've done enough as a franchise, much less a player on that team, for a certain duration of years, that has done enough to be considered for any type of Hall of Fame consideration. Lowry has had a pretty extensive career. Even before the Raptors, he was in the league, 3-4 years?
I think 3, maybe
right?
4,
Something like that.
But I don't think of his Memphis time. I mean, he was a rookie. I don't think it's Memphis time.
Right. I mean, every player has a certain path they take. Rookie, you earn your stripes, et cetera, et cetera. By the time he came to the Raptors, he was ready. Safe to say, right? So, in my opinion, where the discussion is, Lowry, is he eligible or is he at a point in his career where he could be considered for Hall of Fame right now? The answer to me is no, because not only is the Raptor franchise kind of too young to consider anything they've done as Hall of Fame worthy, but he's been with us for 7 years. He's only being considered the face of the Raptors for this past year, because when Kawhi came, that was even arguable. You know what I mean?
I don't think so, man.
They gave it to Lowry, but everything is followed up by saying by default, because we all knew Kawhi was the best player in the team. We all knew Kawhi was the reason we were getting a lot of attention and doing certain things. But we gave it to Lowry because he earned it, and he was the heart and soul in terms of being the leader and the face. We gave it to Lowry, and also because Kawhi didn't care to have it. If Kawhi said, "Yo, I want this," do you think they really would have argued with him? If Kawhi said, "Yo, I actually want to be the face, guys," I'm
gonna just a little bit. I think I have to call you. I think you have NBA syndrome, man. I think you have NBA syndrome.
Break that down for me.
Because you're not giving us enough credit. Not enough, man. Like, we're gonna scrutinize ourselves every day, right? But all these other teams out there, man, we fought through the wire. We fought through the wire, man, for what we had. Lowry, if he's not more than how good he's shown, he was at least enough when we needed him. And it's like, what do you measure Hall of Fame by? You know what I mean? Like, there's some players that are going to play a good season, and it's just like, kind of like, should he not be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Even just the words you just said, you said good enough. Like, is that really, can that
No. Well, we needed him, but how good could he have? He could have played better, sure, but...
No, but you either Hall of Fame. The reality is this.
He did what he had to do.
You're either a Hall of Fame player or you're not. A lot of the time you could call it from the beginning, but a lot of the time you don't really see it until the end. Some players you could have called it from the beginning and been correct.
So that's what I'll say. What you said about the end there. I think he can garner a conversation.
Of course, anybody can.
Anybody can bust their ass.
Anybody can bust.
I think guys like Chris Paul. I want to put him in conversation with guys like Chris Paul. I won't say LeBron James. I won't say
anybody could bust their ass and earn something that they were never.
Kyrie Irving.
What about him?
Hall of Fame?
Absolutely not.
See, you have a high bar, man.
For what?
I was gonna say NBA syndrome. I mean, that was versus the Raptors, but you just have a high bar. Period.
For me,
your bar is way up. I'm not saying Kyrie Irving automatically, but the way you said it was like disdain. It's like, for what? No way. Yeah.
For what is my immediate question? Expecting an answer, especially right now in his career.
Greatness. When he won the championships, I mean,
how many?
He hit that shot, and they were up against the team with the best record of all time. And
I can never take that shot away from him. But the reality is, he has proven that he cannot do anything on his own. Matter of fact,
but no one can. That's my other argument for Lowry.
Even though no one can, there are players that have shown to be good enough to believe that they can. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
Like 100%. Like, yo.
Lowry's gonna throw it on his back any of those years? No way,
But
man.
I'm just,
he needs
my
help,
whole
man.
point
Come
is,
on,
you're
man.
either a Hall of Fame player or you're not. And in my opinion, Lowry
That's what I'm
is
trying
just
to tell
not.
you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When he was in the position to win with the players that he could win with, he did it. And you're trying to make it sound like with DeMar, he could have done it too.
Lowry did
but
it.
How?
Lowry did it. When he was in a position to win, Lowry did it.
He did what he had to.
His role.
His role.
Lowry did it.
His role. Absolutely.
I think Fred did just as much as Lowry.
Yeah, but you need other players too.
Okay, but now it's like Lowry's being compared to somebody. Like, now it's like Lowry didn't do nothing to stand out. You know what I'm saying? Lowry. Now
that's not true though. It's like, we know Lowry stood out.
In one game for one half.
No. The rest of the
Lowry did not stand out.
The end of the,
like you said, Lowry was
end
good
of the
enough.
Orlando series.
Like
I think
you actually said it perfectly. Lowry was just good enough, in my opinion. To me, Fred outplayed Lowry. To me, Fred overachieved. Like, he impressed the crap out of me in the playoffs. That, like, you know, when you're going into the playoffs, you're not expecting Fred to be that third option, that guy, and he was, man, over Lowry.
Not over Lowry, man. Lowry's playing his role as well.
My problem is I expected Lowry to do what Fred did, and Fred had to do it. You know, and I feel like, yo, if we're gonna talk about Lowry in that regard, where it's like he's not head and shoulders above these rotational guys, I cannot put him in the Hall of Fame conversation. Now, with that said, he could totally earn it with 5 more years of amazing basketball.
5 more
or however
years.
many more years.
Yo, maybe I want to say a finals appearance this year with him playing
Hall of Fame. Like, compare him to the Isaiah Thomases of the world.
Well, I'm saying he's keeping himself in the conversation with at least that, man. Kawhi leaves and he brings himself back there. Not just him by himself, but with everybody
Kawhi leaves and he brings himself back there is a great story.
He's saying he's a piece that belongs somewhere in some sort of accolade, if not the Hall of Fame. Because
he won a championship? Think
about
him without the championship, he's a regular ass player. Think about him without the championship. He's a regular dude, man.
Nah, man.
Okay, let's go back to
the
Kyrie
stats
for a
bear
sec.
out different, man. The stats bear out different. Even if they're advanced stats, they bear out different, man.
But that's the thing, and that's another thing I was even gonna bring up. Stats these days are being created for such malarkey and bullshit. Like, I'll tell you right now, Lowry's the type of player where you could create a bag of stats for him just because of his
No, I know,
intangibles.
but these aren't stats for him.
No, but I'm saying we could if we wanted to. That's the sad part.
He stands out in a way at times where, other players, it's intangibles, man. You know it too, man. You know it's true.
The charge.
That's why we kept it. Yeah, that's not just that, but you know what I mean.
Ah, man.
We need every ounce we get, and he's a guy that will grab for them ounces.
Yes.
So that's what I'm trying to tell. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not trying to tell you. Gotten into Hall of Fame.
I'm not trying to tell you it's just for. But he plays well on top of those things. No, those things on top of the good play.
You know what?
He does what he got to do, and I'm not trying to say automatically, or I'm just saying there's a lot of guys that may be in the conversation. Like, okay, what's this guy's name? I'm gonna get in trouble. John Stockton, no rings, definitely in the he's in there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. But John Stockton was
just a guy.
You know what? Supposed to be just a guy.
You know?
He was supposed
Hornacek Hornacek was Fred. You know, in them same series, dude. So, you know what I'm saying?
I can't be mad at that, but you gotta understand, like, John Stockton, you know what I mean? And especially with the whole Karl Malone combination.
You know Lowry led the league in assists last year.
He finished in first.
I'm pretty sure, man.
If that's truth, then he gets 1,000 points for that. If that's fact, because I don't think so.
I'll double check,
but
we'll see.
I don't think he's ever led the league in assists, and if he did, that's definitely a check in a big box.
You don't think he's ever? Man,
I don't think he's ever
an
led
assist guy. Absolutely,
I don't think he's ever.
It's
he's
just
never
because,
averaged 10 assists a year.
It's just because of injuries.
He's never averaged 10 assists a year. You'd have to do that to lead the league.
But I think last year he was some
top
metric.
10 is okay.
Some metric he was up there.
Top 10 is good, but it's like, if Kyrie. I don't know. I guess my bar is high because to me, Kyrie's nowhere close.
Hornacek.
Is Hornacek in the Hall of Fame?
I believe he is. Oh no, sorry, Hornacek.
John Stockton.
Stockton.
For sure. But Stockton built a legacy for himself, and
Not a championship
Stockton led
legacy.
the league in assists and steals at one point.
Plenty
times.
Yeah.
Still, Larry hasn't done that yet, man. Larry hasn't done stuff like that. Larry's been to the All-Star game 6 times. That's it, and the championship.
Stockton.
About
the same kind of
perennial
accolades.
All-Star.
If you ask me.
Finals, however many
Perennial
finals
All-Star?
appearances. Perennial. He was always an All-Star. Stockton, yeah, man. I don't know when Stockton wasn't an All-Star.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Coach's decision.
Whatever it is, I've never known
that star factor was not there for him either, man. We know Stockton because we're ball heads, but people feel like
Stockton became a star, though. That's the thing. Stockton was never meant to be a star, but he became one. He became,
and that's what I'm saying.
the
Lowry,
best point
Lowry
guard in the
can,
NBA.
That's what I'm saying. Lowry can put himself
He
in the
hasn't done that
same
yet.
conversation
because
of the accolades.
Because then at the same time with
Because
Larry, what do you think his most consistent? Like, is he consistent in what he does, Larry? Is he a consistent guy?
Other than injury, yes, absolutely, man. Come on,
other
man.
Than injury, yes.
Outside of injury,
can I
come
accept
on.
that answer. Other than injury, yes. Because to me, once you're an injury-prone guy, it's like you inconsistent can't even be in the same.
How
sentence.
can you control that though?
You can, but it's just what you are. Like here's what I'm saying. When we talk about NBA discussions, we get caught up in a lot of these things. Like we overlook the fact that you either are something or you're not. Like
I agree.
A lot of guys fight their whole career to be in the Hall of Fame, and like at some point they come to terms like I'm just a role player. Or I'm just good at this, or like Hall of Fame isn't in my cards. There is I want to say 80% of those guys that's 80% of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like. And I'm hard pressed to put Lowry in the 20%. Hard pressed, man.
Fair enough. I hear your argument. I just don't think the conversation's over.
And that I can agree with you on.